Okay, so hello everyone. My name is Veronica. I'm Pathway Program Manager at Tamwood Career College. So I will help you with any questions related to transfer to our partner schools, or if you have questions how our pathway students can apply to different colleges or universities in Canada and US. And here today with me my colleague Yasu, who is in charge for Japanese market. And Angela from Vancouver Community College, who will talk a little bit more about her programs, her college, and student experience with her. So we'll start from Tamwood Careers, and then we'll slowly go to Vancouver Community College. So I'm gonna share my screen now. And okay, so yeah, so you should be able to switch.
Okay. Hello everybody. Thank you for coming today. I just gonna review what the Tamwood career is. Just gonna briefly. So we have Tamwood careers, which is a private vocational school. Today's credit transfer program with Vancouver Community College is a key program for the next. I think after this pandemic, especially, we already have students using this credit transfer program. But today I try to give you. Oh, sorry. I give you some more time just to give you the 5 minutes presentation for the Tamwood careers. Just a review. It is in Tamwood has the two business program. It's called International Business and Management and Digital Marketing. Some people, digital marketing is not the graphic side, it's more marketing. It's how to use the data, how to reach the customers through the digital like SNS, emails, and those stuff. We also have an interesting, unique business program. It's called Global Startup School. This is for the somebody who like to start business, entrepreneurship, or entrepreneurship. These three programs, international business management, digital marketing, and global startup school, these programs are taught by business people, real business people in Vancouver. This is a key difference from other schools. So students can learn what's happening at business world from businessmen. Okay. We also sorry. We also have a hospitality tourism program and a food and beverage program. These are customer service oriented program. So essential hospitality service and tourism program. Those are all. These programs are provided in all campuses: Vancouver, Whistler, and Toronto. Food and beverage. This is only provided at Whistler campus. So these 5 programs are current program, and also soon we're gonna start 3 digital skills program. It's called user interface, user experience, web development. So different from digital marketing, these are more how to make the website, how to make a user interface, user experience. Except for Global Startup School, these programs are co-op program. So 24 weeks of program. 24 weeks of study and 24 weeks of co-op. We have Vancouver's campus, Whistler campus, and also Toronto campus. Please review your brochure or our price sheet. That's which programs are provided at at which campuses. Okay. So except for Global Startup School, it's 24 week study and 24 weeks co-op. So during the study, student can work 20 hours a week. During co-op, they can work total 40 hours a week. Okay. I'm in charge of Japan and the Philippines. Philippine agents are really like this structure because somebody who cannot submit the application to Vancouver Community College in time, they can start they can come to Tamwood and start their study and work, and then move to Vancouver Community College. Okay, so and then they can make not only study and work, they can make work experience before Vancouver Community College. So if they go to Vancouver Community College, they have a truly Canadian work experience, which help them to study at the Vancouver Community College. Okay. We also have a certificate program, which is only study, no co-op. This is 27 weeks for international business and management and digital marketing and food and beverage and hospitality tourism. And soon, all 3 digital skill programs. Okay, so monthly start dates and also the move to the credit transfer is a key because it's a monthly start date is a key for the credit transfer program. Current co-op placements, our all students been to many different kind of company. These are kind of some of the examples of a co-op company that the students went for co-op. 4 Seasons, that's a hotel, Fairmont Hotels. These are 2 big like 5-star hotels in Whistler. Hilton Hotel, which is pretty big. Whistler Blackcomb, this company owns the mountain of Whistlers. So they operate not only the cafe on the mountain, but they operate the lifts, everything. So we have a lot of co-op opportunities for the students. Yes, some students or agents asking how to get the co-op jobs. Some people are worried about job opportunities in Canada because of this co-op pandemic. However, we do have orientations and living for work in Canada, resume workshop, interview workshop, networking events, field trips, so many supports from Tamwood from the first month the students start at the school. Especially the hot job list. This is some key for the students. These are our own database for the job opportunities. As you may know, Tamwood has Go International Work and Travel Providers, which is a recognized organization for Canadian government, and this Go International providing the working holiday program. Okay, so Tamwood is the only school who has recognized organization, who is specialized for the work and travel. So you can tell your students we have great support for the students. For example, like my Japanese students this month, he already found a job in 2 weeks. He is a student at the hospitality tourism program. Okay. Eligibility, some courses are different, but hospitality tourism is Tamwood level 4 or IELTS 5. Business program is IELTS 5 and IELTS 5.5 or Tamwood level 5. And minimum age is 18. Some students are quite successful. This guy has Simon is from Italy. He finished the job at the visitor, and he is thinking about the another job in Canada by the with a working permit. This student Alexis, this student is also the hospitality tourism program, and she finished the she got the permanent residency PR card in Canada. So she immigrated Canada. Um, this program is not the program for the immigration, but some students are using our diploma program for the immigration opportunities. Okay. I just give you the heads up. So key is monthly starts, and also we have 3 locations, and we have 5. Soon we have 8 programs with 7 out of 8 programs is going to be with the co-op opportunities. And please remember, as you must know, Tamwood is only school, only private vocational school in Toronto got approved for readiness plan. So we have all of all campuses, 3 campuses, Vancouver, Whistler, Toronto, got approved for the readiness plan. So if your students got the student permit for Tamwood, studying at the Tamwood, they can come to Canada now. So please remember that. That's another key for today. Newest difference from this presentation. So all Tamwood students with study permit can come to Canada and start studying. Okay. Okay. Veronica, you can take over from here. Veronica, you are muted.
Sorry about that. Those technical issues. So yeah, thank you, yes, for your presentation. And I'm gonna launch another question for you, for all of you. If you can share some information about what kind of students do you have. So the most popular, what kind of programs are the most popular for your students in Canada? So now you can see the question in front of your screen. So if you can answer that, it will help me out to continue my presentation. You can see there is a choice of 1-year diploma with open private college, which is Tamwood Careers, 2, 3 years diploma in public college, which is Vancouver Community College, offering these programs. We also have associate degrees, bachelor degrees, postgraduate certificate, master degrees in Canada. So students, they are mostly interested in different programs. But here, like, I just wonder to know with what kind of students you're mostly working with here in Canada. Okay. Okay, thank you. And you can see the results. As our previous webinar showed, almost the same, that the most students, they're interested to go to diploma in public schools, which is good because they want to go and get a postgraduate work permit and apply for permanent residence at Kent. So okay, I stop sharing that and keep my presentation. So today we have Vancouver Community College, which is one of our pathway partner. And our students who graduate from Tamwood Careers, which is private college, they can transfer to hospitality management diploma, continue studying another 2 years, and apply for postgraduate work permit. So what is the academic pathway and what is credit transfer? So basically we have agreement between our institutions that Vancouver Community College will transfer some courses from Tamwood Careers towards their programs. So students just need to come to Tamwood, be a good student, study well, have a good grades, and when they complete 6 months of study on hospitality program, we can see their grades and we can transfer those courses to Vancouver Community College. And then when they transfer, they don't need to take this course again, and they don't need to pay for those courses as well. And because we have this agreement, I always say 99% guarantee that Vancouver Community College will accept those courses. And 1% is still up to the student because they need to have a good grade. So what is the benefit of the pathway program? First of all, as I said, they can get credit transfer and they can reduce tuition fees a little bit. Then they can get into a great public college, one of the best for hospitality in Vancouver area. And also after graduation, they can apply for postgraduate work permit and work and immigrate, or they can go back home. So students have a lot of choice here. The main benefit will be, of course, saving money on tuition fees, and I will talk about it a little bit later. Then we have lower English requirements. As Yasu said before, our hospitality programs accept students with IELTS 5.5, which is like intermediate level of English. And then for Vancouver Community College, they need to have better English level. So if you have a student who wants to come to Canada now, but the English a little bit like weak, so then Tamwood is a great start for them because they will study hospitality courses at the same time. They will improve their English skills and they will work in Vancouver or Toronto or Whistler and gain some experience. Also, we have start every month, and Vancouver Community College, they have free intakes. So again, if you have student who has study permit now and want to come now, then they can come to Canada and then we can process the application to Vancouver Community College a little bit later. Also, students graduate with 2 credentials, so they have 2 diplomas. They have a lot of work experience in local area, so it gives them opportunity to find better jobs after that. And also students can benefit of 100-day gap. So what is that? This is the limit of days, which is usually between 2 postgraduate programs. So for example, our Tamwood career student finish Tamwood careers today. And then we have Vancouver Community College start in January. So today is October, till January, they need to wait till their study starts. So between those 2, like the end of one program and the beginning of another program, students are eligible to work full time. So this is also a benefit for them because most of our students during co-op, they found the full-time job. So they want to keep working full-time till they start the studies, and then they reduce the hours to part-time again while they study in Vancouver Community College. So they can benefit of that. And here on this slide, I just want to demonstrate how much money approximately students can save if they choose to go through pathway program. So our programs are around like a hospitality diploma, which is 1 year, 6 months study, 6 months work, costs $9,500 is the regular price. For some markets, we offer scholarships, so it could be even less. And Vancouver Community College is approximately $17,000 a year, and it's 2 years program. So students come for 6 months to Canada, and the minimum wage is in BC, for example, is $14. And then approximately the student who can start work part-time from the first day of studies, they can earn around $7,000. So this amount is enough to cover accommodation and food, but not enough to pay for tuition fees. So basically here, students help a little bit survive here in Canada while they study. And then we have another 6 months when students with Tamwood careers, they will work full time. So they double the money, and if they keep studying Vancouver Community College, they keep working part-time. So here again, students can make money for living. And with Tamwood Careers, because they work full-time, they almost pay back for the tuition they invested. So basically 1 year of tuition is almost for free if students work. And obviously they also can have better salaries here. Then when they transfer up to 9 credits, so our transfer agreement is for 9 credits, which is 3 courses. Then student will save another around $5,000. And then in total, if they pay full fees, they will study basically for free 1 year in Canada, and then they also save around $2,000 for tuition fees for Vancouver Community College. And also they have a lot of work experience, as I say. So our agreement is that from 2 programs from Tamwood Careers in hospitality, we have diploma, 48 weeks, 1 year, and certificate, which is 27 weeks of study. With every month, students can transfer to Tamwood, to Vancouver Community College, Tamwood Management Diploma, which also has a component there. And study another 2 years, apply for postgraduate work permit. And for both programs of Tamwood Careers, the students transfer 9 credits. So basically those 6 months of study equivalent to 3 courses in Vancouver Community College. And here a little bit about application process. So all this depends on what kind of student you have. So the rest of students, as I mentioned, they have lower level of English. It's usually IELTS 5 or 5.5. So for those students, you apply to Tamwood Careers first, then you'll receive letter of acceptance from Tamwood Careers, apply them for study permit, they arrive to Canada, start the Tamwood diploma or certificate. And then after, I usually advise students to apply to Vancouver Community College after 6 months of studies with Tamwood. Why? Because they will have better English, and also we will see their grades. So we will know if they will transfer credits or not for sure, okay, just to make sure. And also, so this pathway arrangement is not conditional acceptance. So our applications to Tamwood and VCC are different. So students for Vancouver Community College, and Angela is going to talk about it a little bit more, they need to demonstrate high school diploma and they need proof of English anyway. So if our students will finish 6 months of study, they will be able to take IELTS or TOEFL or other exam, and the English should be good enough to start VCC. Then when they graduate from Tamwood, I will help with the process to transfer credits. So if you have agency agreement with VCC, then you apply your student directly. If you don't have agency agreement, then I will help you with application. And in both cases, I will help with credit transfer as well, because it's quite a complicated process. Then after the credit transfer finalized, it usually takes about 6 weeks. Student will receive the letter from VCC stating that three courses were transferred. But before that, you will receive letter of acceptance from Vancouver Community College, and with this letter of acceptance, student will apply here in Canada to extend their study permit, so they can study another 2 years. And then they go to VCC, finish the program, apply for work permit. So, and here I'm gonna talk a little bit about how you can contact the Tamwood Careers, and then I will pass my presentation to Angela. So because you're from different countries, for every country we have business development manager like Yasu, who is responsible for Japan and Philippines. If you don't know people, you can always just email to tamwood.com, and I myself will help you with any pathway related questions. So If you ever have any concern about different institutions in Canada, I have a great deal of experience and I can help you with that. All information is whatever you possibly can want to find is on our website, tamwood.com. We have every program description, we have prices there, start dates, everything you need. And also we have agency portal where you can download different videos for your students or for yourself, for your staff. On YouTube, you can share some videos on your website with your students as well. And also, if you want to receive updated information from us, I advise you to sign up for social media, because we post such a great news like that we were approved for study permit to our study permit students who will be able to come to Canada now. So such things we will post on our social media, or if we have any promotion. So if you want to stay up to date, it's a good tool. Okay. Thank you so much. And I will pass my power to Angela. She will quickly talk about her Vancouver Community College, and after that we feel free to ask any questions, and you can also type questions in the chat box and we will answer at the end of presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Veronica and Yasu. That's great information, and I think it's going to attract a lot of students to Tamwood because of a great program and support that you offer. Hi, everybody. My name is Angela, and I'm from Vancouver Community College. For those of you that may not know, VCC is located in the heart of Vancouver, just like Tamwood's Vancouver campus. The hospitality management diploma is offered at the downtown campus because that's where the restaurants, hotels, and a lot of facilities are located. So if students ask you which campus they are going to be studying, it will be the downtown campus for the hospitality management diploma. Now, today I want to focus more on the hospitality management diploma because that's the program where Tamwood students can study at with credit transfer. So let's start with tuition. How much is the program? The program, if you're estimating a 2-year tuition, it's about $32,000 plus a little bit of student fees. Now, because Tamwood students can transfer some courses, they'll actually be paying less money. They will be able to miss, I think, about $5,000 of tuition payment without having to pay that much. So it's a really good dual credit program that we're collaborating with Tamwood. In order to graduate from the program, students need to complete all the courses listed here, except for the pink ones, because those ones will be transferable from Tamwood. So they will take the majority of the courses, and then they'll need to have a GPA of 2.0, which is not difficult. It's an average of C. To graduate. And in addition to that, they also need to have a 500-hour work experience in the hospitality industry in Vancouver. And that can be accumulated based on their part-time work during the courses or full-time work during the break. So when are they going to have a break? It really depends on when they begin their studies. We have 3 intakes per year for this program. We have January, we have May, and September. So if they start in January, the winter term, they will start in January for 4 months. They will have a scheduled break in the summertime. They'll come back to study for term 2 and continue with term 3 and then have another break during the summertime. So they will actually have 2 breaks. If they start in spring, summer, which is May, or September, fall, they will have 1 break, just like any other regular school system. So the only time that they'll have 2 breaks where they can work full-time is if they begin in the winter term. And usually, just like any other international students studying at a DLI institution, they will be able to study full-time during the terms, work part-time during the terms. But then when it comes to a break, they can work full-time. So that's where our students will be able to accumulate a lot of the work hours. Now, one of the most commonly asked questions regarding this program is about the careers and the graduate outcome. Where do students work? How are they getting hired? How do we help them to get a job? So at VCC, we give them an interview week every February. During the interview week, they will have no classes. They will just come to campus to have interviews. We require every student to have a minimum of 3 interviews with different companies. We usually invite more than 50 employers, between 40 and 50, sometimes more, depending on how many are interested. But due to space limitation, and because we want to make sure that students are meeting with the employers that are really looking to hire, we want to limit the number of employers to about 50. And students, we have a lot of students, hundreds of them, close to 1,000, that will be interviewing with these people. So there will be more than 1,000 interviews scheduled with the employers. And those employers include hotels, restaurants, event management companies, catering companies. So a lot of different organizations within the hospitality industry in Vancouver are looking for people to work for them on a part-time basis, in a seasonal job offering, and also full-time jobs. And most of our students who attend these events get a job offer, especially for the summertime and seasonal job offerings. That's one of the ways that we are really linking students and connecting them to the professionals in the industry. Even if they already have a job, we want to make sure that they are meeting different people in the industry to build up their professional network. So even if they already have a job and there's no need to go through an interview, we still want them to practice their interview skills. So they are very much encouraged to do it. Now, how much are people making in the industry? So because there's so many jobs available, I'm just picking a couple of examples here for your reference. Accommodation services manager, these are people who are working in hotels or restaurants, hotels or motels, resorts, senior homes, or anywhere, any organization where there's accommodation needed. So they can be working as a front desk manager, a guest services manager, or anything related to that. So the annual median salary in BC is about $52,000. Now, there are also people who want to work in the food and beverage industry because hospitality includes accommodation and food and beverage. So for those students or those people who work in food and service industry or in a restaurant as a supervisor, they get about close to $46,000. And then on top of it, they also get tips, which is a common culture within Canada. We usually pay tips to service providers. I used to work at a hotel 15 years ago. I started working as a front desk agent. And then one time I got a $100 tip just because I was recommending some services to the guest. They were happy. So they gave me $100 bill, which was a big deal about 15 years ago. So that was, that's definitely the culture. If you're working in the guest services like concierge, bell desk, providing guest services, in housekeeping, there's always tipping expected. And that's on top of the salary. So that's a fairly well-paid industry. Where are our students working, or where do our graduates find work? What categories? Now, they are basically working at every single organization that provides hospitality services in Vancouver. So I can't really give you names, definitely 5-star hotels, but I want to give you categories of where they're working. They're working accommodation, which includes, again, hotels, motels, and resorts. They're working assisted living, the living places for elderly who need more assistance when it comes to their accommodation. They cannot live on their own because they need a little bit more services. Restaurants and food and beverage outlets. So anywhere you go for food, they can be working there as a supervisor, a manager, or an executive director. Cruise ships, sport management companies, event management, event planning companies, wedding planning, convention services, and then also meeting planning and services. And just a reminder, because we are a public institution, VCC graduates who complete the program successfully from hospitality management, they can qualify for a 3-year post-graduation work permit. Some more information to share. So you can actually find this on VCC's website. You just have to Google hospitality management diploma survey result or graduate outcome. You'll be able to find information as such. They usually include 5 years in a row or 4 or 5 years. So this data came from 2015 to 2019. So a very high percentage, 90-ish% of our students are getting work in the industry. And also down there, you'll see a list of positions that our students are working. That's just to give you some examples of where students can potentially find work and what kind of position titles they may be able to have. And I also wanted to share a quick testimonial from Daniel Lopez. He's actually our graduate from Brazil. He graduated a few years ago. And as soon as he graduated, right after he graduated, it's like his company was waiting for him to get the post-graduation work permit to promote him, because he couldn't be promoted as a supervisor if he was just having a part-time work eligibility. So they were waiting for him. He was doing part-time work all the way until he graduated. And then as soon as he got the post-graduation work permit, he was promoted to a housekeeping supervisor at Fairmont Pacific Rim. So for those of you who may not know what Fairmont is, I'm not sure if it's available in your country, but Fairmont is one of the 5-star hotel chains, and they usually own castles. I used to work at Fairmont like 16 years ago. They own castles. They own very luxurious hotels. And Pacific Rim was one of the newer ones that got built about 10 years ago. So definitely 5-star hotel supervisor position. And then he later went to another 5-star hotel and also got a supervisor position. And he didn't stop there. He actually later, a couple of years later, after he got enough supervisor position experiences, he actually worked for Air Canada, which is Canada's largest airlines, international airlines, as a customer experience manager, managing more than 1,200 employees. So that's just to let you know, you don't have to stay in the hospitality industry forever. I've worked in hotels, and I also worked in different industries, because a lot of those skills are transferable. So make sure your students understand that it'll be a great industry to work in. But if they ever want to change industries, there's a lot of skills that they can take with them to the new industries, because you need to be able to solve problems, you need to be able to negotiate, you need to be able to professionally present yourselves and talk about ideas. So a lot of them are definitely transferable skills. Okay, so in terms of the services that we provide, they're very similar to a lot of institutions, but I wanted to highlight a couple of things. First of all, we have a regulated international student immigration advisor at VCC in our department, and that picture is our office. So what that person does is to answer questions that are related to international students living, studying, and working in Canada. So what kind of visa does the student need? If the student needs to extend the study permit, how does it work? Does the student need a co-op work permit, or how to apply for post-graduation work permit? So this person will be able to answer those questions specifically to international students' immigration needs, not necessarily permanent residency, but really related to their studying and living in Canada. We also invite the Canadian government to come and talk to our students on an annual basis. What do they talk about? We know a lot of our international students want permanent residency. And of course, they can find a lot of immigration consultants who are legally licensed to be able to provide the information. But we want to also give them some general overview so that they have an idea of how to proceed. So we invite those governments to come and talk to our students. We invite the federal government. We also invite the provincial nominee program, which is a different pathway for permanent residency. So the students will know what kind of options may be available. And we really welcome international students to apply as permanent residents of Canada. The other services that we provide include helping them manage a good study, work, and life balance, because we want students to be mentally healthy and to manage stress well so that they can They can study well, they can make friends, they can connect with industry people, and then they can have a good time in Vancouver. We also have the Learning Center, which provides free tutoring services, including mock interviews. So if students want to practice interviews with someone in English, we can have somebody to help them with it. If they have questions about their math homework or assignment, there's always somebody available to help. Our library also offers resume writing and interview skills workshops, because even if they are really good at what they're doing, if they cannot present themselves, if they cannot answer the questions or anticipate what might be asked during the interviews, in order to better prepare, it may be not putting them at a good position in terms of being competitive in the interview. So we want to teach them those specific skills so that they are really good workers, they're really good students, but they can present themselves that way. And again, we have a lot of counselors helping them with navigating career options. And we also have a lot of instructors who have worked in the industry for a long time, who can connect them to different career opportunities. For example, our current department head of this program, she manages the instructors and manages the program. She was a general manager before in a hotel in Europe, and then she was also an associate director of a different hotel chain in Canada. Previous department leaders and instructors have also held general manager positions in hotels. So definitely learning from the best. That's what our students are experiencing. Now, English requirements and admissions requirements, how to get to VCC. So Veronica did talk a little bit about it, but I wanted to kind of lay them out here. There are 3 requirements: graduation from high school, or 12 years of education if you're from the Philippines. If students are from the old system, they will have to have 2 years of post-secondary education. If they're from the new system, then 12 years of education will be sufficient. English proficiency, which is either 6.0 IELTS or TOEFL 80. We now accept Duolingo for all of the programs in 2021. And of course, mathematics, because there will be a lot of accounting and business mathematics and financial courses that students need to learn. Now, very quickly, I know that Tamwood's program is on a monthly intake, which is great, a lot of flexibilities. But because we only have 3 intakes per year, to time it well, we will really encourage students to start the application process as soon as you have the students have the first academic component finished. In other words, as soon as they get the final grades from the courses which they can transfer over, they should start the application process, even while they're doing their co-op. We don't want them to wait until the co-op experience is finished and then they start the application, because these are popular programs. This is actually one of our most popular programs with the most number of students. But because of the demand, if you're right now applying to winter 2021, seats are filled. Spring 2021, I think they're almost full, and we are already accepting students for fall 2021. So act quickly, please don't wait. Otherwise, the students might have to wait and just do nothing in Vancouver, which is not ideal. So the earlier, the possible. And because these Tamwood students would have study permit already, their application deadline is a little bit later, which is great. But again, you don't want to wait until last minute to submit the application. Okay, last but not least, I just share a picture. In my earlier session, I made a mistake. I'm so sorry. This is actually not VCC. I thought it was VCC, but when I took a closer look at it, it's probably some other hotel, a different hotel in downtown. So VCC is also, the downtown campus is also a very tall building. What I mean by very tall, it's 9 floors. So it's got a lot of classroom space and facility space, but this is not VCC. But I just wanted to show you about how our students might be working in. They can work in hotel, in hosting a function like this, managing events, selling hotel rooms and the services. So that's just one example to show you. Okay, I'm going to just stop sharing, and I think we can open the floor to some questions. Veronica?
we can. So if you have any questions, you can type in the chat room. Yeah, you have like chat sign on the bottom of your screen, or you can unmute yourself and just ask question to Tamwood or VCC. Okay.
While we are waiting, that's I had to tell this. That's you know, the Angela shared some deadlines and stuff. Veronica is a manager for the Pathway and Credit Transfer Program at the Tamwood. Veronica can help our students actually even before they register Tamwood. So we can give them the consulting from Veronica for this program for you and your client student. That's a huge difference from other schools. We are not humongous school, but we are providing one of the really customer oriented and student oriented services. Okay. Do you have a question, Grace?
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Sandra. She just commented that it was super detailed information. Okay, so if you don't have any question, which is great, yeah, it means we're all on the same page. And I just wanted to mention that so if you have students now who want to apply and to come to Canada, Tamwood Careers or to Vancouver Community College, you can start the application and you can apply for study permit and hope for the best that your student will get your study permit because they finally can come to Canada. And both institutions are super safe with mask, distance, everything. Yeah.
Hi everyone. I actually got a private question, but I think it's more like a Tamwood question as well. So I don't think we have an agreement with this agency. So the agency is asking if there's a student from Laos, I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm so sorry. I know how it's spelled. I've never really pronounced it. If there's a student from Laos that would like to study at VCC, how can they apply as there isn't any agent in Laos? So Veronica, do you want to answer this question about non-VCC agents applying to Tamwood?
So we have, you can use us as a Tamwood to apply to VCC. So we have agency agreement in place, and for all our agents, if you book students through us, I help with application, I help with credit transfer, and when your student starts at VCC, we will claim commission and we will transfer it to you. So, and then like when we receive commission, we usually inform the agent that, okay, your commission is with us, what are you gonna do? And if you have students booked, you can use this money towards student tuitions, or you can just claim commission back to your account. So it's not, and as far as I know, I'm not sure, not many agents, they have agency agreement with VCC. So, and if you have like only one student per year to book, so you can use Tamwood for these purposes.
I just wanted to add to that. VCC has a large agent network already. Not that we don't want to start any new agents, but depending on the countries, depending on a lot of different factors, we may or may not. And again, if you're just starting out trying to work with VCC, but you have worked with Tamwood for a long time, you can use this particular pathway to have Tamwood help you claim commission. So I think that will be the best way, because once you become a VCC agent, there is an annual minimum recruitment requirement, which can be a little bit frustrating if you're just starting out to work with us. So, and again, if you continue to have great referral history, there's definitely a possibility of us signing the agency and then working together. But just to start out, if you're just trying to see if this pathway works, working with Tamwood might just give you that flexibility.
And we also, like it happens before with some agents who start applying students through us, and then I kind of can share the proof how many students this particular agent sent to a particular partner, and then it will be your reference to get the direct agreement. Okay. We also have question: can I accept any nationalities here in Philippines to our study program? So who wants to answer that? Yeah, so
Can I accept any nationalities here in the Philippines to our study program? Yeah, I mean, yeah. Hazel, yes, I know you. Hazel, yes, you can accept any nationalities in Philippines. But we have a different pricing for each countries. So please ask me when you have a non-Filipino students. Because sometimes the Filipinos price is cheaper than, for example, Japan. So please ask me. So, and then we have different promotions going on by the national, by different countries. So please ask me. Okay.
And do you have any nationality limit at VCC?
We don't really have, are you talking about caps for each nationality? We don't really have anything like that, but the limitation that we have is basically based on the study permit. So in other words, students who don't have study permit, they have to apply by a certain date, which is usually 4 months before the program start date. So if they have a study permit and then there's a seat available, regardless of the nationality, we may be able to accept them and give them an offer. So right now there isn't any cap based on the nationality. There may be in the future, but our hospitality management diploma is a very well diverse program in terms of nationalities. I think at one time I counted up at VCC we had about 50-ish number of countries represented. Wow. Which is not huge, because if you're comparing us with those larger universities, they may have more than 100 different countries. And for us, we have a smaller student population. We have about close to 2,000 international students out of 16,000 everybody. So that's a small percentage of international, but still from that percentage of international students, we have about 50-ish countries. Hospitality, from any given time, there's always about 30 to 40 different countries represented. Wow. Represented in that particular group. So it's a program that attracts students from all over the world, in places where we don't have any agents, in countries that I don't even know how to pronounce, and they just found their way to us. So I like to say that do not worry about being in a classroom where there's a dominant country of nationality. That's not the case for hospitality. That may be the case for some other programs, but not for hospitality.
True.
Okay. Yeah, even at the time, it's quite diverse too. We have about 30, almost 30 different nationalities. Yeah.
And again, hospitality is an international, think of it as an international business, because you can go, once you have an experience in a hotel, a 5-star chain hotel in one country, that experience can go everywhere in the world, because it's a world-renowned hotel chain like Hyatt or Marriott, right? So definitely something that students can bring back to their home country if they're not immigrating to Canada.
Okay, so if I don't see any other questions, so do you have anything there or not?
Thank you for everybody to join us. This yes. Again, I'd like to say that the Canada border is open now for VCC and us, and it's yes, we have hard time still, but I think that Canada is one of the country that show that the opportunity for everybody, and let's have a good sales and the fun.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your time, and Angela for joining us too.
Thank you, Angela.
Good evening. Yeah. Thank you. Bye.